Because you want to know the second reason why men are so lonely? Every kind of male space has been destroyed. What rites of passage are men going through these days? Hundreds of years ago, men were going through a rite of passage. The elders, like the older males, would put a young man, like a teenage boy, through this rite of passage, something hard work, like working on the farm or some dangerous activity. And then his father and his brothers and his uncles would be stood there looking at this young man and saying, you're a man now. Imagine how you would feel if you went through that. Imagine if like men who you respected put you through something difficult and there was only men around. And then like some man that you truly respected put his hand on your shoulder and said your name and said, you're a man now. What I've just described is seen as toxic in this modern day. I'm toxic. I'm so fucking toxic because that's exactly what I want to do for young men now. If that's toxic, then I'm toxic as fuck. One of my like long-term goals is I want to move somewhere very like safe so I can organize this in a safe way and buy out like this big fucking like space, this compound, acres of land, and set up some like quite dangerous and challenging activities and invite for free a select number of my audience, every year there's like 15 guys, and put them through a rite of passage right in front of me where I will like make you do some hard shit right in front of me, something that like is dangerous. And if you survive, if you get to the end of it, I will personally look at you and say that you're a man now, because we don't have these rites of passages anymore. Not only do we not just have, this significant event that turns us into a man, we don't have any male spaces at all. This new inclusion, this, what's that word? Inclusive sort of era where like we're not allowed to just have like a boys club anymore. The Boy Scouts in America allow girls in there. Male sport teams are getting pressured to allow women in them because, you can't just have a space with just guys. That's toxic. So what was once this core, strong group, multiple groups all around the world that was just full of men actually being men together with a sense of competition and our male masculine values, it's being destroyed and took away from us. Bro, this shit pisses me off, honestly. Do you know how many female homeless shelters there are? Lots and lots and lots. It's actually becoming like an issue in America where a lot of male homeless shelters are getting essentially like destroyed because they're being pressured to let women in, and eventually once you let women into like this homeless shelter, kind of have to like change the rules and change the sort of structure that eventually what was once a homeless shelter for both men and women eventually has to become just for women, because then there's like an issue of like putting quite like homeless, dangerous, drug addict kind of like people all together. There's actually a lot of like these sad accounts of a bunch of homeless guys who can't even find any kind of shelter to go to because they're not women. Imagine being homeless, bro. Imagine being literally hungry, going up to like a homeless shelter that should technically allow you in. They've got a free space, a free room right there, which is warm, and you're literally fucking like cold. You've got cold shivers. You smell. You feel horrible. There's a free room right there with a shower, with a toothbrush and there's a free room right there, and they look you in the eyes and say, you've got to be a woman. And then imagine you need to go sleep on the fucking street, because this is what's happening. Male spaces are being destroyed because they think that we're toxic. They think that we're hateful, hurtful people for this. They think that we hate women. They don't even realize like how much we actually respect and admire and even slightly worship women. They don't realize we're watching videos like this, discussing male loneliness because we just want love and a relationship in our lives. So there's those two major reasons why 90% of men are lonely. The dating market is all messed up and the majority of guys aren't getting any attraction from girls. Girls aren't replying to some guy who's not a top tier man. And then also male spaces are just being destroyed. So not only are we not dating and having love and sex and families, we don't even have brothers to be friends with and to grow with anymore. And so what are the consequences of so many men being lonely? There's quite a few.